Welcome to JW Night Talk. Oh, it is you guys. You're there. Oh, that was quite a flight. I'll get rid of this. Get rid of these. Yeah, sometimes we take extreme measures to get to the studio. This is just one of them. Welcome back. Nice to have all you guys. Let's see who's on with us tonight. Well, we have a few people on with us tonight. We have hello to Culty Talk. Hi, that looks like a new face out there. I haven't seen that. Okay. Artsy Kim, USA. I wish. What a lucky guy. I mean, fortunate. LOL. Okay. Well, I don't know if I'm that lucky, but maybe you're talking about your boyfriend or something. Okay. Artsy Kim. Hello, USA. There we go. And Glad. Hello, everyone. Glad. We're glad to see you, Glad. And Andrew Pennell. Yes, my wife, she actually was the first one to skydive. I just green screen it. Okay, we have an excellent show just ahead of us here. San Diego, Pimo, nice to see you. And oh, there we go. Yes, it's my new name. I used to be ICU. No longer. It is Culty Talk. So there we go. Who else do we have? Yeah, Lucky Skydiving. Okay, you notice the back there. Okay, I'm going to move. That's the Edmonton skyline. Or is it? Who can tell me the skyline that's behind us? Looks like the Edmonton skyline. The Edmonton skyline, we have a river just like that. Big bank, bunch of buildings downtown. It's about the size of our city. Now, today we have actually quite an interesting program. Let me see what we have here. I'll pull up David Splain. We have David Splain, the governing body, update number 1 we're going to go through. And we thumbnailed it that he says, try harder in service. That's kind of what he's saying, try harder in service. If you watch I don't know if you guys actually watch this stuff. But when you go on to JW.org, this is the new video, governing body update. You notice it's right here at the top. Guys, like they want everyone seeing this stuff. Those guys are stars. They changed their thumbnail today. It's now a world war. Is it inevitable? Hello, Michelle Allen. Welcome. Now, what I was going to say is the world war inevitable? Now, here's what we notice about they had this on their website not too long ago, and they brought it back. And this misinformation they brought back, because guess what's happening? Lots of misinformation they're telling their people, maybe about Norway and what's going on. Mental health, practical advice from the Bible. You know, they want to talk about that a little bit. Yeah. So now let's look. I want to just, this is not the focus of today, but we're just going to take a quick look into this. And what we notice with all of JW.org's stuff, they get into their website. Let's say this attracts you. You're a brand new person, first time on. Well, you look at this little bit, you go through it. Looks kind of right, but you know, if you Wikipedia times of in history, the worst times in history, did you know that we're actually living in the best times of history right now, with the least amount of people, casualties, people getting killed in war right now? Believe it or not, we are living in that time. So don't let them fool you on the big fear mongering that we're living in the worst time and it's just the worst thing ever. There's two sides to the coin when we look at this stuff. Now, the Bible foretold it. Well, then that means the Bible foretold all these worser times, because there's worser times than today. Did the Bible, like all the way since Jesus' day, there's been worse times. So I don't know. They didn't have hospitals. People didn't live past 40. You say that's good times? No way. It's just until recently that we've able to live 70, 80 years. People were dying at 40. If I was born at another era, I would have died at 42. My grandfather died at 42 with a heart attack. I probably inherited it. My mom's dad died at 42. And he was a really nice guy, apparently. I never met him, but I had my first heart attack at 42. How does that work? So fortunately, they have medical advancements. They were able to come right in through my wrist and do what they call a something, and you're awake for the whole thing, an angioplasty.
I know how it happens. Being a JW and too many cheeseburgers.
Exactly. Too many cheeseburgers, too many rushing through McDonald's to get to the next service arrangement, and then the meetings, and they push you. Everyone wants to be a pioneer, but it's not good for you. Now, a war that is coming, they talk about that, and then well, what is the Battle of Armageddon? So you click that. Everyone wants to know that, and you get it's a rabbit hole, folks. They built a rabbit hole. Now, related topics. You may also like politicians. Oh, I like this one. When will the world end? I want to know that one. When will the world? Oh, this is a good one. I want to know when the end is coming. So you see how it's a rabbit hole, folks? And then, oh, it's not that bad. Look at the paradise is coming in the end. I might like some of this stuff. It's a rabbit hole. This whole website's a rabbit hole. So that's the sales pitch we're going to see in David Splain's talk. They want you to have these little cards. We're going to look at these cards. I don't have one. I'm going to go online. I forgot to look at one. The JW business card. It's a JW card. JW card right here. So they have these cards. I'm going to pull one up here, hopefully. I don't know if you can get them on their site, but this says Theocratic Imprinted Products, Watchtower and the Awake. You guys see this? Like there's all kinds of offshoot businesses making money. I wonder, it says price is $0. I'm wondering if you make a donation or something, or you print your own out. I'm not sure. But these are the cards. This is what they're selling. Free Bible course. Go to jw.org. You can scan it with your phone, whatever. And then what do you get? You get to this page. And it's a rabbit hole depending on wherever you go. Now we're going to go down, because we're good JWs. We want to look at the governing body update right now. You can get to it by clicking there. Just click right there and go to it. Or you can go down here and see what's new. Sometimes people like to go there and see what's new on their site. And that changes. So this is what we're looking at, the governing body update. I have it loaded, ready to go. Now, some of the audience is saying that when I come on and get into this stuff, I'm cutting in too much, and then they can't really see what the video is about. So I've decided today I'm going to let it run through. I am not going to cut into it at all. I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to let it run through for you guys. But I want you to I want you to look for what I don't know how to say this. Just watch it, see if it entertains you a bit. You know how you look at some of these broadcasts, you watch them right through, and you feel like, it just makes you sick, some of this stuff. And they just pile it on and pile it on. Well, this broadcast is actually not a bad broadcast. we're actually going to talk about the museum. They built a museum. They started in 2021. It's done. We're going to see some pictures of this museum. It's a good broadcast to let you guys see the whole thing through. It's not a bad, David Splain's just picking on everyone, wanting them to do more service, but let's get right into it. Sorry about that. I rambled too much. Right? Okay, before we get into it, let's say hi to Arsty Kim. We said hi. Yeah. And BK Jones. Do we say hi? The background, the way does not matter. It will be destroyed at Armageddon. We'll need lots of plunders, electricians. Exactly. You will. Okay, so we're going to get right into it. Thanks, everyone, for your comments. We'll be back on in 10 minutes. 13 minutes. It's a 14-minute broadcast. So here we go. Oh, just give me a second. I'm going to get it ready for you. Make sure there's no commercials. Okay, here we go.
Welcome. We're going to discuss the importance of setting personal goals in the ministry. But first, here are some updates. On January 1st of this year, a magnitude 7.6 earthquake struck central Japan. Thankfully, none of our brothers were killed. But over 100 of their homes were damaged, and 2 were destroyed. Also, 9 kingdom halls were damaged. The branch office quickly provided accommodations and other necessities for our brothers and sisters. Soon after, the branch appointed a disaster relief committee and sent branch representatives to visit our brothers in the affected areas. Within just a few days, additional relief aid was delivered to congregations in need. In the Wajima congregation, the elders couldn't account for one sister. To reach her, an elder walked for 8 hours, avoiding landslides and cracks in the ground, until he was able to confirm that she was safe. Congregations in the area, including those severely affected, have held their meetings from the very week the earthquake hit. Most of the publishers have gathered in person to encourage one another. We're praying for our brothers and sisters in Japan and in other lands affected by recent disasters. On January 1st, the Patterson Visitor Center officially opened for tours. Construction began in early 2021 and was completed in September 2023. What will you experience when you come for a visit? Let's take a look.
Supercharge your business with the all-new Shopify point of sale, the all-in-one POS solution.
The Patterson Visitor Center features 3 museums and a coin display. The first exhibit you'll notice is entitled Defending and Legally Establishing the Good News. It presents the powerful experiences of men, women, and even school children who held to their Bible-based beliefs despite legal opposition. This exhibit shows how Jehovah's organization supported them through difficult tests. A biblical coin gallery presents a unique display of original coins that were in circulation in the 1st century, along with their scriptural context and significance. Another exhibit, entitled All Your Sons Will Be Taught by Jehovah, features some of the training programs and schools that have been used by Jehovah's modern-day organization to equip us as ministers and teachers. We trust it will motivate you to see additional ways that you can take advantage of the education Jehovah provides. Our feature museum is a 1st century Bible village. The local villagers are very welcoming and will be eager to show you how they live and work together as a community. You'll see firsthand what life was like when Jesus walked the earth. You'll walk through agricultural areas, a marketplace, residences, a synagogue, and even by the seashore. No doubt these new museums will enhance your appreciation for the Bible and for what Jehovah is accomplishing through his organization today. We welcome all who are able to come and see the new Patterson Visitor Center.
The Patterson Visitor Center is outstanding. We thank all who worked on this project, and we now invite all of you to come and tour. You can request a tour on jw.org. Now, let's talk about the recent adjustments to the way we report our ministry and how these affect our personal goals. At the recent annual meeting, we learned that as of last November, we'd no longer be submitting a detailed field service report. That was a big change, wasn't it? But although we've changed the way we report our activity, we haven't changed the way we view the ministry itself. The focus is on people. We love people, and we want to help them. We're ready to share the good news wherever we find them. On Saturday morning, we may spend a couple of hours preaching from door to door. Then we go grocery shopping. Are we off the clock, so to speak, because we're no longer in the formal preaching work? We don't look at it that way. When we're at the grocery store, we're still on the lookout for people we can share the good news with. We may be able to talk to someone standing next to us in a long checkout line, or perhaps with the clerk who processes our order. We can keep it simple. After exchanging a few friendly words, we might pull out a contact card and simply say, "This is a website I think you'd enjoy. It has interesting articles in more than 1,000 languages." Or, after a few appropriate comments, we might offer a tract. If time permits and the person is receptive, we can say more. The same principle can apply when we're waiting at a doctor's office, an airport, shopping, or on public transportation. Here's an idea. Why not have a small supply of contact cards or other literature with you wherever you go? We've said that we're ready to share the good news wherever we find people. But what about the people we don't find? Those who are often not at home. Have you ever driven through a neighborhood on a Saturday or Sunday afternoon and noticed that there was a car in every driveway, yet when you called on those same homes in the morning, no one was at home? I wonder how many of those people would accept a Bible study if we were able to offer one. Our love for people will move us to call when they're at home. I remember on one occasion, we were going out for supper at a nearby restaurant with another couple. The brother was driving. As we passed a certain house in the neighborhood, he stopped, parked, and said, "Excuse me, but I see a car in the driveway. We've been trying for weeks to find this person at home. We won't be long." And he and his wife got out and made the call. Bravo. Another area where diligence is needed involves following up on interest. A person doing cart work has a conversation with an interested person who requests a visit. That person lives in your territory, and you agree to make the call. Saturday morning, you knock on the door, and what happens? You know the answer. The person isn't at home. Are we going to throw up our hands and say, "Well, I tried"? Not at all. That person showed interest, and we're going to keep calling back at different times until we contact him. Although we no longer fill out a detailed field service report, we can still set personal goals for ourselves. Some worthwhile goals might be listening more carefully when the householder is speaking, or showing more personal interest. Another goal might be to cover our territory more thoroughly. Having personal goals is in line with Paul's counsel found at Galatians chapter 6 and verse 4. You can follow on screen as we read this. Paul wrote, "But let each one examine his own actions, and then he will have cause for rejoicing in regard to himself alone, and not in comparison with the other person." Personal goals can give us the motivation we need to get out in this all-important work. Let's Let's hear how some of our brothers and sisters feel about the recent adjustments and what they're doing to expand their share.
Your horse moves easily and gracefully, just like they used to. You can't believe that.
Thanks to these adjustments, I can now enjoy my ministry and making disciples even more. And honestly, I love it.
I feel like the new adjustment to reporting hours has really helped me because I'm not so worried about starting my time and ending my time. I feel like I'm in the ministry all the time.
Well, the first thing is I've completely changed my schedule. So I'm going out when people are out there.
Previously in the ministry, I expected people to listen to me, but now I want to listen to them.
It doesn't matter how many publications I leave with people. Now I see the importance of taking every opportunity to talk to people with the goal of making disciples.
Before, I was so happy when I could leave something from my witnessing bag. But now, I'm really happy if I leave someone a piece of my heart.
It has helped me really focus on what's more important, and that is making disciples.
I love this new approach to the ministry because I'm not memorizing a specific conversation. Now I can talk to them more naturally and really enjoy what we discuss about the Bible.
Our activity isn't defined by what we might call quantities, but rather it's motivated by the love we have for people.
We've noticed that the brothers and sisters in the circuit are really excited about this adjusted approach to our ministry. Before it was more structured, a topic, then a scripture, now it's a conversation.
I used to be worried about what I would say and how I would bring the conversation to the Bible. But now I realize that what matters more than what I say is that the person feels that I genuinely care about them.
So just like Jesus approached the woman at the well, I like to approach people about their dogs, and I like to talk to them, ask if I could pet the dog. It starts a nice, relaxed conversation, and that can lead into like giving them a card or talking about the truth a bit. And oftentimes when I leave, I'll look back and they'll be scanning the card with their phone, and they'll be looking at the website already.
I've noticed that now in the congregation, we've become more observant. And then we can use those observations in our conversations.
I'm kind of quiet and shy by nature, so there's this new method that says don't talk too much. And when I heard that, I was like, yes, that's something that I can do really well, and I just love it.
I feel much more relaxed because now our goal is to start conversations. So I focus on preparing ideas based on the needs of the people in the territory.
I feel really excited by the adjustment and the preaching work because it's encouraging us to engage in different forms of the ministry, such as informal. And while these don't come naturally to me, I feel really supported by Jehovah and its organization to try these different avenues and to really pursue my goal of regular pioneering.
Well, it's definitely made us want to expand our ministry so much more, just so that we can go out and help people to get to know Jehovah.
I see many in the congregation who find great joy in pioneering. I wanted to feel the same. So I am very happy to be a regular pioneer starting this month.
As a couple, we want to attend the School for Kingdom Evangelizers because we want to improve in learning new ways of showing our love for people.
I can't wait to pioneer. I want to pioneer, and then I'm going to go to SKE. And then I want to go wherever SKE sends me because it sounds like a fun adventure.
It's fantastic. All I have to do now is focus on people, and that's great. That's what it's all about.
Brothers and sisters, we love you for doing all you can according to your circumstances. Jesus said, as found at John 14:15, "If you love me, you will observe my commandments." We love our Master, and we love people, so we gladly obey Jesus' command to his disciples As you go, preach. From the world headquarters of Jehovah's Witnesses, this is JW Broadcasting.
Can drinking this purple water end your struggles with type 2? People from all over are
Hey, I hope you guys had a chuckle. I had a chuckle making it, and we could take a look at the real one now, I guess. Okay, it's hard to kind of concentrate when you watch a goof in the background mimicking kind of the talk, because that's kind of what we apostates tend to do. So David Splain, he yeah, he's trying to get everyone back out in service. Meaningful service is what they're trying for.
We're going to discuss the importance of setting personal goals in the ministry.
Put that down here a bit. So yeah, these guys want to get everyone out doing meaningful ministry. Now, I thought their
brothers and sisters
thing was pretty
soon after
monotone.
The branch appointed a disaster relief
David
committee
Splain's voice, so we threw some music
sent
in there.
branch representatives to visit our.
And yeah, we threw music all the way through, tried to make the whole presentation a little bit more interesting. But this, let's look at this museum. I thought this museum was quite interesting. We're going to take a look at museums. And not to minimize what happened in Japan there, you know, that was excellent. No one got killed. 7 homes were wrecked. A couple kingdom halls, so they could use some of their excess money, humanitarian money they have kicking around. And it's a good opportunity for JW Org in Japan to try to change their image a bit. Maybe if they pitched in and helped around town a bit, they might take notice. Right now in Japan, there's not good headlines on JW Org. In fact, I think we just shared on our site a new creator that we found, not new, but it's an older video and very well done from Japan. So we'll feature that in another show. But we're going to talk about this visitor center today. And I thought the visitor center was quite interesting. What do you guys think about the visitor center? What does the audience think? Okay. Looks like a jail to me, eh? Okay. Looks like a jail. You know, sometimes we think, you know, what are they spending all the money on? But, you know, we did a little research, and maybe it's, you know, if you're a member of a Jehovah's Witness, you'd say it's about damn time that they spent some of their money on something like that for people to go and visit and learn something maybe. We got looking around, and it's quite a small visit. You should see some of the stuff out there. We're going to look at some of the other stuff out there, but let's look at what they're doing. They have this visitor center. You get in there. The first thing I noticed, here's what I noticed right there: defending and legally establishing the good news. Wouldn't that be the first thing that these guys are going to go after because of all the legal stuff? Eh? You know, it's very timely how they pin this stuff, how they market it, and they want to right away show legally defending the good news. That's how they justify spending $500,000 in the Norway court system because they want the money. They want the charity money, and they don't want to follow the rules. The rules of the land says that shunning young people is wrong. So it's against human rights. In fact, the human rights all over the world says that shunning these children is wrong. It also says that you can freely join a religion and freely leave a religion without any repercussions. That's what the human rights says. We'll cover that in another video. But right here, they want to legally feel like they're legally establishing. You notice I'm pointing the wrong way? Because I didn't fix my screen. I'm looking here, right? I'm looking, like you guys think I'm looking there, but I'm looking the wrong way. Here's how I fix that. I actually made a thing to fix this. It's a virtual background. And I put it in here. But then I'm going to mirror it. There. So now I'm pointing in the right direction. Right there. All right. Defending and legally establishing the good news. That's where they're spending all their money. That's the first thing they talk about when you get into this museum. Then what do they talk about? Here, let's...
The first exhibit you'll notice is entitled Defending and Legally Establishing the Good News. It presents the powerful experiences of men, women, and even school children who held to their Bible-based beliefs despite legal opposition. This exhibit shows how Jehovah's organization supported them through difficult tests.
So, you know, the legally establishing. So they want to show that. The next one is the coins
that were in circulation in the first century, along with their scriptural context and significance. Another exhibit, and
so I thought, well, wow, they're spending a lot of money on like coins and stuff like that. We're going to take a look at what coins cost, those ancient coins, how much they're worth, how much donation money goes to them. It's actually not that bad. I thought it was a way worse, but we're going to cover it because you probably are wondering too.
Titled All Your Sons Will Be Taught by Jehovah, features some of the training programs and schools that have been used by Jehovah's modern-day organization to equip us as ministers and teachers. We trust it will motivate you to see additional ways that you can take advantage of the
So it's all about, when you
Feature
get in
Museum
there,
is a first-century Bible village.
it's all about indoctrinating you into, I'm going to stop because we'll cover this. But when you get in there, the legally, you know, all the training schools, all this stuff. So as you bring your young people through, you see there's a certain amount of indoctrination happening. I don't think we see that in some of the other museums. We're going to look at some other museums. But this museum, your young people are being indoctrinated. Look at how these young people have stood up legally defending the good news, probably because they didn't salute the flag or something. And they followed the rules. So then the watchtowers could send in their lawyers and have a big fight with the country and the school boards and so on and so forth and change the rules. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but I'm saying that's what they're doing. They use young people as pawns to change the rules when it's changing to their favor. And then they indoctrinate them when they bring them into these museums that they should attend elder schools, ministerial schools, and so on and so forth. So now we're getting into this young guy should have a beard. You notice that? He should have a beard. So they're going to have to start growing beards, real beards, to get the right people in these exhibits. Or they're going to have to get the apostates in with beards.
You'll see
This guy
firsthand
has a
what
beard
life
and
was
it's
like
pretty
when
cool.
Jesus walked the earth. You'll walk through agricultural areas, a marketplace.
Now here's what's interesting. This guy right here, he has a beard. You notice that? Do you see? I could blow that up for you guys. Both those guys have beards.
You'll walk through agricultural
blow that too
areas, a marketplace, residences, a synagogue, and even by the seashore. No doubt these new museums will enhance your appreciation.
Now the guy in the background has a beard. Oh, sorry. Where is that? Got too excited there. They're wearing beards in their films in the background.
Residences, a synagogue, and even by the
See,
seashore.
the guy has a beard.
No doubt these
That
new
guy in the
museums
background is
will
weird.
enhance your
That guy's a fake
appreciation for
beard.
the Bible and for what Jehovah is
Fake beard.
accomplishing through his organization today. We welcome all who are able to come and see the new Patterson Visitor Center.
Okay, so that's kind of an overview of it. Has anybody online been to Patterson?
No,
Nikki. Nike. My question is, why all this? Nike. That's a good name. Actually, one of our sponsors is Nike. You're our sponsor because that's in our last commercial. It's all fake, anyways. But if you stay to the end, you'll see why I would say that. Okay. Yeah, I think why all this? Well, I don't know. Why not? Every other religion's doing it. They probably, why not? They should have stuff like that. All these big religions that have all this money, people, their members are going to go there because their members worship it, whether they're Mormons or other religions. Their Mormons won't go to the JW one, and neither will the JWs go to the Mormon ones. But the JWs kind of hope that people in the community will be curious and come by. They always hope it's going to do a big witness. That's always their big thing, right? So I don't know. I say, yeah, maybe why not? They should have had this years ago instead of fighting lawyers or paying lawsuits. I think more of these religions, instead of fighting lawsuits, if they're to straighten things around, they could build educational centers for people to go to. But Watchtower's kind of on the right track, though. They're building movie studios. They're going to be doing movies in a lot of their Jesus centers down in Australia. They have different things on the go. So we'll see what's happening. It is a business, folks, so we have to keep that in mind. They're going to run it like a business.
The Patterson Visitor Center is outstanding. We thank all who worked on this project, and we now invite all of you to come and tour. You can request a tour on jw.org.
Request a tour.
Let's talk about the recent adjustments to the way we report our ministry and how these affect our personal goals. At the recent annual meeting, we learned that as of last November, we'd no longer be submitting a detailed field service report. That was a big change, wasn't it? But although we've changed the way we report our activity, we haven't changed the way we view the ministry itself. The focus is on people. We love people, and we want to help them. We're ready to share the good news wherever we find them. On Saturday morning, we may spend a couple of hours preaching from door to door. Then we go grocery shopping. Are we off the clock, so to speak, because we're no longer in the formal preaching work? We don't look at it that way. When we're at the grocery store, we're still on the lookout for people we can share the good news with. We may be able to talk to someone standing next to us in a long checkout line, or perhaps with the clerk who processes our order. We can keep it simple. After exchanging a few friendly words, we might pull out a contact card and simply say, "This is a website I think you'd enjoy. It has interesting articles in more than 1,000 languages." Or, after a few appropriate comments, we might offer a tract. If time permits and the person is receptive, we can say more. The same principle can apply when we're waiting at a doctor's office, an airport, shopping, or on public transportation. Here's an idea. Why not have a small supply of contact cards or other literature with you wherever you go?
Okay, getting close. Right here.
I was following up on interest. The person to make the call. Saturday morning, you knock on the door, and what happens? You know the answer. The person isn't at home. Are we going to throw up our hands and say, "Well, I tried"? Not at all. That person doesn't say, "Well, I tried." Not at all. That answer. The person isn't at home. Are we going to throw up our hands and say, "Well, I tried"?
You see, out of that whole talk, that's what I got out of the whole thing. If I was a JW watching this, I'd be saying, okay, no more counting time. That's about time they got rid of that crap. Now service is easy. I don't have to impress anybody. I'm not worried really about always trying to inform a witness because you don't have to count time, just check a box. So these guys are getting into it. Well, come on, guys, we got to get you doing stuff, handing out our cards, get people to our website. You see, if you're a sales organization, you got to get people to your website because that's what they're selling. They're selling their website. They're not selling really Bible studies anymore. They're selling informal witnessing and handing out those cards that we looked at, having these cards or whatever they are. I don't have one. These are just some cards. But handing out business cards is what this business is about. And if you're running a sales organization and you've got all these free salespeople out there, because they're free salespeople, you don't have to pay them. All you have to do is print business cards. That's a win-win. And if you get a new member in, they're going to get sucked into that rabbit hole on your website and go down this rabbit hole, and they're going to start believing some of that crap, because we found that you had to get to screen number 4 before they used Jehovah on the one. We won't go through that today, but you had to get to screen 4, like hop, 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 and then they finally revealed Jehovah's name. True name. God's true name is what they said. But up until then, it was Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. And God, 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 just G-O-D. No Jehovah. They weren't saying Jehovah. Then they introduce you to God's true name. And then it's Jehovah, Jehovah, Jehovah. You see the programming? It's sales. So Sales 101, that's what this is.
Not at all. That person showed interest, and we're going to keep calling back at different times until we contact him.
You see, nothing's changed, folks. They're pushing here now that David Splain said this. He's God. He's God of this organization, one of the gods, one of the 9 gods. And so now he's said it. If I'm in a Kingdom Hall and I'm an elder, and I got all my publishers out there just slacking her off, sitting at McDonald's drinking coffee half the morning away, really not giving a crap about getting out there and contacting people. Now, you see, if the elder came up to you and said, come on, get going. Well, you say, come on, there's no time counting. Relax. Relax. We're just sitting here drinking coffee, letting our beards grow. This is what's going on. So David Splain gets up there, clean shaven still, and he's cracking the whip. He's cracking the whip. Come on, guys, we got to get after it. We got to try different times of the day to get these people at home. Their car's in the driveway. What's going on? And so, this is the same old that's been going on for the last 100 years. Big push. Let's listen to this guy. I'm going to speed it.
Although we no longer fill out a detailed field service report, we can still set personal goals for ourselves. Some worthwhile goals might be listening more carefully when the householder is speaking, or showing more personal interest. Another goal might be to cover our territory more thoroughly. Having personal goals is in line with Paul's counsel, found in Galatians chapter 6 and verse 4. You can follow on screen as we read this.
Okay.
Paul wrote, "Let's hear how some of our brothers and sisters feel about the recent adjustments and what they're doing to expand their share."
Thanks to these adjustments, I can now
So
enjoy my
then
ministry and making disciples even more. And honestly, I love it.
I feel like the new adjustment to
Or-
40 hours has really helped me because I'm not so worried about starting my time and ending my time.
So
I feel like I'm in the ministry all the time.
when you can
The first thing is I completely
there and have part in ministry and make
Their dogs, and I would talk to them, ask if I could pet the dog, starts a nice relax.
so nothing wrong with the video, but the video is all about pushing, showing people all about the ministry, all the fun they're having in the ministry. This is just the funnest time on earth. Let's get you, come on, back in the ministry. Let's get things rolling. End of product and end of production. So that's it. That's all we're going to cover. I thought the theme park was a little bit at least interesting. The rest of it was just the same old, same old. And then you get people to the website. This is what they see is a world war inevitable. And it's timely. This is really good marketing with what's going on in the Middle East right now. It makes a lot of people wonder. This is good marketing, good fear marketing. And when their people come flooded with misinformation, very good marketing. Some of the other, I think, XJW MJ, he did a really good breakdown of that, flooded with misinformation.
And that's like the 3rd time
That's been popped up about 3 times, yeah, in the last 6 months. 3 times, yeah. So then the other one they have, if you hit more, will violence in this world ever end? That's the loophole we got down. It was a rabbit hole, interesting rabbit hole. Now the other thing, the Holocaust, we did do a video on that. There's the other side of the coin. We recognize that this is Remembrance Day or something.
January 27th
Was Remembrance Day, January 27th.
Liberation Day from one of the camps.
Liberation Day?
Yeah, from one of the camps.
from one of the camps.
And that's why it's in the news again.
Okay. So it is in the news, the Holocaust, but what you notice is JWs don't talk about anybody else, only them. And where everyone else talks about everybody. You know, it's a big event. So we covered that on another video. So that's about it. What we're going to look at here next is this. We wanted to know more about the religious museums around the world. You know, my first instinct was, well, why do they need some kind of a religious center? Why do they even need to put millions of dollars of people's donated money into that? You got to realize these people are trillionaires. They got trillions of dollars. They got a lot of money, and they got to do something with their money. So they made a little visitor center. It's not that big. It's more bragging about their legal accomplishments. And they brought a few coins in there, and they didn't do, you know, they have a few things on what it was like. Well, you guys seen the tour. Okay, what we're going to look at, here's all the religious museums that came up when we Googled this. These are all of the religious museums. Look at them all. This is a big thing. Religious museums, you know, there's Mormon ones, there's all kinds of ones, but they don't say Mormon ones. I don't know. There probably is Mormon ones. There's probably Seventh-day Adventist ones. But this one, for instance, is called the Creation Museum and the Ark Encounter. Maybe some of you guys have heard of that. This is the first time I heard of it. And where are we here? Right here. There is the Ark one. We're just going to look at some of the pictures here. This is what's in that Ark Museum. Looks like just different people are posting. This is on Google, by the way, on Google website. So when I went to the site, they want you to buy a ticket. They won't show you anything. You got to go see it. They wouldn't show anything. I couldn't find anything on their site. Google shows the most. But this is what they have there. It's really, really, really quite phenomenal. Look at the theme park at night. It's like Disneyland. Look at that. Is that guy real? He's probably plastic, that guy in there. I don't know. You guys can see that okay? I think so, eh? Look, they even have some dinosaur stuff. The Creation Park, eh? I don't know how they spin that the dinosaurs were made in 6 days or something. Be interesting to see how they spin this stuff in these museums. You know, for the dinosaur age anyways. Now, what's this one? Looks like real life, but I bet you they're all plastic. They don't have to, a lot of these museums put plastic people in there where Watchtower puts real people in because they have free labor. Watchtower doesn't have to pay for anybody. They just have to feed them and put them up in Bethel. So it does cost them money to have people there, but they'd rather have people. So these guys got butterflies in theirs. They got Egyptian things going on in theirs. And then they talk about creation and God's word, corruption, catastrophe, and confusion. That's how they spin the Bible narrative. The Adam and Eve scene. Then we have Isaac. Was that sacrificing something? Moses. Someone sacrificing something. Another big lizard, dinosaur lizard. Some other ones. This is a big park. Makes the Jehovah's Witness park look small. And there, now we're back at the beginning. So that was a big park. Probably cost them a lot of money. This is another one. This is the National Museum. Has anybody been to the National Museum? Hey, Joe and Fran, welcome to the show. National Museum. I don't know where that is. Oregon? Oh, Evan's on. Okay, where's he at? Hello, Evan Warren. My good wife says you're on. I don't see your name there. Oh, there it is. Hello, Kevin. There we go. I was going to show you guys some new stuff we have. The year's text. We have that. Shun No More 2024. And we have this. You're the best. You're full of zest. You have passed the test, and I'm not sure about the rest. And this one. Nothing is covered up that will not be revealed, or hidden that will not be known. That's a good one. And here's another one. Join our coffee club and have a morning coffee with us. You can join that at the bottom of any of our videos. And this just is something from the banner people, I guess. Anyways, let's get back to the program. We're looking at these museums. I found them interesting to see the kind of money, like these guys have put some big money into their museums, these paintings. You don't see any of these old paintings in the watchtowers, any of these old relics. So there's some big museums out there when it comes to biblical museums, pricey stuff in them. Interesting stuff. Like I'd find a museum like this a lot more interesting than the Watchtower Museum. You'd learn something. You're going to learn something about the history. This museum especially. This National Museum of Medieval Art. Very interesting museum. Now here's another one. This is the Museum of the Bible. I would find this to be an interesting museum over the watchtowers. Look at how big this place is. You know, it makes the Watchtower Museum look small. And here's some of your rooms that are in this museum. You can go in and look. You'll learn about the world of Jesus of Nazareth. You're going to learn a better story about Jesus here. This just shows you what these museums look like. The National Museum of the Bible. So that would be an interesting museum. You know, where you went back and looked at how the Bible's changed, or has it changed? You know, if they showed some of that, that would be interesting. Looks like there's some old scrolls here. Could you imagine having a bunch of old scrolls in your museum? That'd be a pretty pricey museum to get. Now look they have some old areas, just like Watchtower tried to build, just some old areas that you sit. This is kind of an area where they'd sit and talk. You know, people would sit in there and it's a little theater. Let's say some religious guy gets up and speaks in the olden days, in the ancient times. The Liberator. Don't know what that is, but this shows all the people over the years probably pushing the Bible or something. Okay, so next we have the museum. Which one is this? It's some Germany museum, I think. Okay. Rational Mensch. The Ark Museum is notable for believing the dinosaurs were all alive and taken on the Ark. Okay, that's interesting. Yes. Millerit with the note. Nate. I got tired of telling each one of my stories and then telling them they can't talk to me. Inevitably, they returned at some point. Some of these comments, I don't know if you want them up, but they might get put up accidentally too. Okay, so the next one is ancient money. I was interested in the ancient money. So the cost of the coins, and Watchtower had a few coins in there. Not a big deal. I thought it was maybe thousands of dollars, but it's not. You can get into the coins here for $100. I don't know why this talk bar is up there. So there's some costs of some coins. $105 if you want these ones. Freedom of Zion, $210 for these. $250. Here's some old coins. $40 for these old Antius Felix coins. $90, $50, $65. They're not expensive, these coins. And Watchtower maybe they had someone that donated some coins, and there's also fake coins too we've seen. So it's not a big deal. I started thinking, security, but they don't have anything in there really to steal. Watchtower. They don't have much in it if you compare it to those few museums that we looked at. Now, here's where I got some of this other stuff, the top museums. These guys rank museums in the world, like for Bible museums. This one I couldn't find anything on. This one I couldn't. It's just a small museum, but it's, I guess, worth going to. The Creation Museum, that's the one. That one is probably the biggest one I've seen. That I would go to that one. You want to see what it costs to go to that museum? The Creation Museum. Let's see what it cost. Located in Kentucky, USA. It's a must visit. I had it pulled up here. Let's just plug it in. Creation Museum. Creation Museum right here. Let's go buy some tickets to it. How did Noah build the ark? Gets into all of that right here. Noah and his family, Noah and the animals. Visualize a life-size Noah's Ark. Want to see more than just 1% of the ark? You and your family can tour the life-size Noah's Ark and the Ark Encounter located in northern Kentucky. Combo tickets. That's what I want, combo ticket packages. You guys want combo ticket packages? Okay, who all wants to go? Okay, how many tickets do I buy? Okay. Oh, we can find a hotel here. You see, 3-day bouncer pass. Maybe we'll go for that. $109 adult, seniors $99. I'd get the $99 now. I'd save $10. And a youth is $59, and children 10 and under are free. There's tax on that. You can buy the tickets, and you can find a hotel. So if this was the Watchtower, you'd find a Watchtower hotel, and they do that. The Watchtower. So I don't know who about the museum who's. It's a state of the art, allows you to venture through it. I don't know whose money is in it. Oh, look, there's a YouTube on it here. I don't know if we can watch it.
All right, what's up, guys? We're here at the today in the relevance exhibit. We're going to be giving people a pop quiz challenge to see if they can answer the questions correctly, and if they do, they get a prize. They get the Tower of Babel book here written by Bodhi Hodge, and we're also going to be giving away our new book, The Tower, written by Yvonne Krell. I'm Rocket Rob, and so, all right, let's get started. No pressure. Come on, guys. No pressure. You guys can do it. These questions are really easy.
So what you find with a lot of this stuff, folks, is it's Christianity. Christianity's at the top. It's the number one religion kind of but Jehovah's Witnesses are not part of Christianity. They're way at the bottom if you look at Pew Research. And this is Christianity. So within Christianity, there's lots of people write books. And there's lots of little different views and twists on Christianity. It's all okay. No one's beating anybody up about it, saying, well, we have the truth and it's either our way or the highway. No one's like that. You'll notice you go to something like this, and it's an event to go to because no one's holding anybody prisoner for any kind of a truth with Christianity.
Easy, I bet you can do it. All right, so we're going to start off here with a pop quiz challenge. Y'all ready? So this is on the Tower of Babel. You guys have heard of the Tower of Babel before? All right, so we're going to start off with this one here. What chapter of Genesis contains the Tower of Babel accounts? Is it chapter 1, chapter 6, chapter 11, or chapter 33?
Okay, anybody? Any takers? Chapter 1, chapter 6, or chapter 33? I think it's later on. I don't know. I think it's later on. I think it's the latter. Anybody else?
All right, so they're still thinking right now. They're still brainstorming on this answer. Let's see what they come up with. 11. Is that your final answer? Yes. Chapter 11 is correct. Good job.
I would have got it wrong. All right,
let's do another one here. In what land?
So you go to this. I don't think Watchtower does this, but this would be kind of cool. You go And if you're into the Bible and you know the Bible, maybe you have your little thing there and you can look up the answers. I don't know. You win little gifts, go through there.
And was the Tower of Babel located? Was it in Shinar or Shinar, Canaan, Ararat, or Samaria? All right, so they're going to brainstorm again here on this next question. What do you guys think? You got 1 in 4 chance at least. You got 25% chance probability you're going to get it right. That's right. Good job. That's 2. Let's get 1 more, okay? How did God punish the builders of the Tower of Babel? Was it A, famine, B, disease, C, confused language and scatter them, or D, a global flood? Is that your final answer? Good job. 3 for 3. There, look at that. So congratulations. So you guys get a book. Would you like the
So they win a book.
do we have Abraham or the days of
That's
Caleb?
kind of an interesting how they're doing all these
It's
quizzes.
all right. Fill the earth.
I say C.
Final answer. C, defy God and make a name for themselves, or D, fill the earth.
I say C.
Final answer.
Why? You make me doubt. Well, they were wanting to.
That looks like a fun place to go, actually. I guess what I'm trying to demonstrate to the audience is that you can find Christianity anywhere, and you're going to find a little different form of it by going elsewhere other than the Watchtower. The Watchtower is very indoctrinational. They take you through. We looked at that. The first things are legal thing and how they change the rules, and their kids don't salute the flag. You walk in there, it's about drawing a separation between the Watchtower people and all other Christians out there. Like, we just were looking here at some other Christians. Those Christians were answering the Bible better than I could answer, and I spent 30 years in the Watchtower. These kids, they knew the answers. Now, I don't know if it was all a canned presentation. Probably it was, to a certain extent. But it looked pretty real. The people were good actors anyways. It didn't look like acting to me. It looked like real people going through. Watchtower, you're going to see all acting. You're not going to see anything real. But anyways, that's a little bit on that. We didn't have a real long show today. What else were we covering? We covered the coins. And we could take a look at some of the other stuff on the Watchtower. Pardon me? Yeah, it's interesting to get to know what other religions are doing, and that's what we're looking at. We're back on the Watchtower page. When I look at the Watchtower, it doesn't impress me anymore. I guess it must have impressed me when I was in it, because I stayed in it. But getting out of it, it's actually a lot of pressure off your shoulders, because you're not worried. As a Christian, you don't worry about all these things. You don't have to worry about the misinformation. You don't have to worry. You're going to make choices, but you don't need that stuff broadcasted at you. There's nothing here that's really teaching me a whole lot on their website, except to be concerned, to be worried that maybe I'm not doing something right. And you see, that's not what Christianity is about. It's not about worrying. It's about, you see, if you believe in Christianity, you believe that it's already done. There's nothing to do, because Jesus already died for everybody. It's done. Religions have made it so that there's more money to suck out of people. But Jesus made it quite simple. It's the truth. The truth is him. He's the truth. The Word, his Word. He's called the Word. Jesus himself, he's called the Word. The way, he's called the life. He's called the truth. Jesus has many names. So to learn the truth, you'll learn about Jesus. And if you want to learn about Jesus, well, then you have to learn about love. Jesus was all about love. Some people say, one of the subscribers came on and said, well, Jesus wasn't that loving. He was cracking the whip and turning over money tables. That was loving. He didn't hit anybody with the whips. He just cracked it in the air and scared people, got them out of there, made a scene, made a point. He flipped over the money tables. Today, if we did stuff like that today, and I agree, we'd end up in prison or something. If we walked into the Watchtower with a horsewhip, and well, the money tables, their banks are really secure. You can't get and turn over money tables anymore. You could walk in if you started turning over Jesus wasn't stealing, but he was just turning them over, making a point. His father's house, this is his father's house, is not the house of this kind of worship, is what he was making the point of. So I guess would I look at the Jehovah's Witnesses Kingdom Halls being the Father's house? No, it's not the Father's house. It's an imposterous house to what Jesus has set up. It's nothing about it. It's called Jehovah's Witness. It's about Jehovah. It's not about Jesus, or they'd be called Jesus Witnesses. They would have named the religion The Way or something, or they would have named it Jesus Witnesses. But Jehovah's Witnesses is not what being a Christian is. Jehovah's Witnesses is the Jewish people. The Jehovah was the God over the Israelite nation. That was their witnesses, the Jewish people. And they say they don't know how to pronounce the name Jehovah, so they don't use it. It's wrong, they say, to use it. And I would agree with them. So what has Rutherford done? Because it's really Rutherford who started all this mess. He was an imposter in so many different ways. He was an imposter to other religious ideologies. So now they got this religion that has went that far. A lot of people bought into it. I bought into it for 30 years. So the religion got bigger and bigger and bigger. We sunk all our money into this religion. And now they're at this point. They don't pay for anything. They don't hire people. It's all voluntary. It's all people donate their lives to this religion. So the religion is about, you go into their website, it's about fear. It's about joining them or you're not going to make it. That's basically what it's about. And all the way down their website. So it's no use, like for me, there's no use going too much further into it. We covered the broadcast. The one talk my wife and I covered, and I'll just show this to you. Will violence in this world ever end? We went into that one. And it takes you down a rabbit hole. Is this world going to end? It's a question that a lot of people might have. Is this world going to end? Well, eventually things end. Things don't last forever. We've had history accounts that we've had how many wipeouts, where the dinosaurs were wiped out. We've had all these different wipeouts. And they can trace this. They do core samples and they can tell what's happened over the years on Earth, over the billions of years. So I like looking at some of that history. It's more accurate. This Watchtower history is all based on fictional. It's fictional stories, folks. And they try to use the Bible to back it. You can use the Bible in a lot of different ways if you want. So this is a very quick article. You see it? Nothing there. Is this world going to end? They say perhaps you're aware that the Bible speaks of the end of the world. 1 John 2:17. We can look at that. It says, furthermore, the world is passing away, and so it's its desire, but the one who does the will of God remains forever. So furthermore, the world is passing away, and so it's its desire. So they decipher that. They say it is referring to the end of the human race, or they ask the question, is it? And then they ask another question, will the planet Earth become a lifeless wasteland or be destroyed completely? You see, no one really knows that answers, but the Watchtower does. They know that answer. They know the future. Well, 1914, Christ did come, but it was invisible. Well, he didn't come in flesh, so it has to be invisible. We can't be wrong on the date. That's how they work. What will not end? Mankind, what does the Bible say, did not create the earth for nothing. So they show that picture. That looks like a Canadian picture here in Canada. Looks like one of the pictures underneath one of the glaciers. Lake Louise is what that reminds me of. And then they show planet Earth. What does the Bible say? Generation is going and coming, but the Earth remains forever. I agree with that. All the other wipeouts, the Earth didn't go away. It remained. So they go on to talk about, they play with that word world. They always have. The world at that time suffered, but they play with words in the Bible, JWs. Not JWs, but this is JW org, the leaders. They play with it. What will end? They say problem and wickedness will end. What does the Bible say? It will not end. It's an old Psalm scripture, psalmist. I like to find out, what does Jesus say? What's in the New Testament? So they like to focus on the Old Testament. That's why they're Jehovah's Witnesses. It's Old Testament stuff. Jehovah was a god of the Old Testament, God of the Jews. An end to human rulership. What does the Bible say? It does not belong to man to direct his step. Humans are not. They've been harping on the same stuff forever, folks. Forever. The 30 years I've been in, this is the same message. It hasn't changed. They just reface it differently. Give it a new thumbnail. Then you go next. When will the end come? Then they talk about Jesus on the next one. It's all about Jesus now. There's no Jehovah in here. Jesus says, keep on the watch, keep looking, be awake. The sign, there's a sign Jesus gave, the last days, wars, illness, hunger, global, what? Global preaching? Did Jesus talk about that? Oh, I guess global preaching, it has to be. This is Jesus' witnesses. No, they're Jehovah's Witnesses. Well, they're trying to make it look like Jesus. Oh, yeah, they're saying Jehovah's Witnesses, preachers of Jehovah. Okay, paradise earth is near, just before the end of the world. If you were new and looking in, you'd kind of want to know about this, just before the end of the world. This is that scripture from Timothy. This scripture, if you look at it, it fits any time in history. Any time in history, this scripture, if you look at it. The last days, critical times, hard to deal with. All the way through history, men are lovers of themselves. All men throughout history are narcissists. They have a tendency toward narcissism. That's why they never ever got the women involved, because the men were too narcissistic. Lovers of money. Well, that's, everyone can be a lover of money. That all the way through history. Boastful. Well, all the way through history, people are boastful. Jesus' time is no different. Haughty, blasphemers, disobedient, unthankful, disloyal. These are things, these are people traits all the way since Adam and Eve. This, you could apply this scripture. People weren't better back then and they're worse today. It's not like that. Jehovah's Witnesses try to paint it that way to make it look like last days. Okay, so we go further and we're going down this rabbit hole together. How you can live in a new world. So this shows that God will soon put an end to this ungodly human society. So the world's passing away. The one who does the will of God remains forever. Survive the end by coming to know. So now we get into how to survive. Knowledge. You see, Jesus' death on the cross, they say steak, potatoes. Jesus' death did away with it. There's nothing. It's done. They're saying no. You have work to do. You have to take in knowledge. But they don't mean going to school. That's the funny thing is. And this is, they say we have to take knowledge in, but they don't want their people going to higher education, no one going to university, no one going to college. If you go to college and university and you're an elder and you send your son to college or university, your son or your daughter, they're going to delete you as an elder. It's in the elder's book. You cannot promote higher education in this religion. So taking in knowledge is really a lie. It's a lie. Jesus said take in knowledge. The Bereans said to examine it, research it. But these guys lie about it. They don't really mean taking in knowledge. They mean to, what do they mean? They mean, here, I got it up here. Here's what they mean. Truth equals Watchtower equals JW org equals Jehovah. That's what this religion really means. So the truth we learn is from the truth they say is from the Bible. The truth is from the Watchtower, JW org. That all equals Jehovah. So they go on to talk about this. We learn why we are now suffering. We learn what God has already done. We learn how we can appreciate what God has done. You see, what they say, what God has done regarding an act of love, an 86-year-old Indian man named Pranbarkar says, it shows Jehovah's intense love for me. His love has given me the hope of everlasting. That hasn't done any, those are just words, folks. These are just words. His love has given me the hope of everlasting life. Jehovah's love has given me the opportunity to be in this cult, to die if it comes to a blood transfusion, to shun friends, family that leave the religion, even young people, youths. That's not love. You see, they don't show you any of this stuff. We learn how we can show appreciation for what God has done for us. The Bible says we can show appreciation for what God has done by observing his commands. It's all just words, empty words. There's nothing real in this stuff. Read God's word daily. You ever do that daily? Did it ever help you reading the Bible daily? I don't know. You could have got in. I got into some good novels. They don't recommend that, but I did a couple times when I was in the org, and I found that interesting, getting into a good novel. Reading the Bible is, it's not going to feed you. You can read it. I'm not going to say it can confuse the hell out of you reading it. So I don't know what to tell you on that one. You can read it. We're supposed to recommend everyone to read it. Yeah.
Does it actually say in the Bible that God wants you to read the Bible?
I haven't really read it, that we're supposed to read it.
Does any
Anybody, well, there's probably is scriptures that say we're supposed to read the Bible daily. I think there is something. Okay, so now we got 4 screens in. You notice here, asterisk at the bottom, Jehovah is the name of God as revealed in the Bible. That's took them 4 screens to get there. So finally, they told us God's name is Jehovah. Why did they wait so long? You see, if you're proud of God's name, Jehovah, why don't you just get that right out the gate? I think they're nervous about getting it out of the gate. They've given the name a bad name on the market right now. It's not a good name, Jehovah. So now they get into paradise, global government, international. It's a rabbit hole, folks. Real peace. They're saying the same stuff. The best education right here. Look at this. What a bunch of hypocrites. The Bible promises the earth will certainly be filled with the knowledge of Jehovah. Members of the new human society will learn from the infinite wisdom of their Creator. So, guys, if you want to be a Jehovah's Witness, you have to stay dumb until the new system. That's what this is saying. Members of the new human society will learn from the infinite wisdom of Jehovah, which, remember, is the Watchtower. I'm just going to pin that and leave it there. That's what Jehovah is. It's the Watchtower. So anyways, this is all a big fictional story. Now, here's where we at, folks. You see, took 4 screens, except a free interactive Bible course from one of Jehovah's Witnesses using the book Enjoy Life Forever. And you can link right into that book right here. Right into there. You're right into the book now. And you can link into the Bible course. So let's see what that's all about. Here's the book. It's all split into sections. And it shows it's really nicely done on their website. And Enjoy Life Forever, guided Bible study course. How you can find happiness, will evil and suffering ever end? Will I ever see my dead loved ones again? Does God really care about me? How can I pray and be heard by God? This is the same old, same old. They've been pushing the same stuff since I started the religion, just in a different way. But now it's quick and easy, and it's designed to suck people right in. So that's kind of how I look at the whole thing. Okay, I'm not going to go on any more about this, or else I'm going to get sick. But it's kind of what we're supposed to do, I guess, go through this stuff with you guys, make it a little fun. What did Dan say? I think they said that reading their material was equivalent to a Bible scholar degree. I think I heard that before. You know, there's a lot of smart Jehovah's Witnesses, a lot of very smart, but I don't know, maybe we just thought they were smart. I wasn't around a lot of people that had university degrees or any. My uncle was a university degree, but he didn't seem smart. Okay, who else has comments that we should get up? Any other comments? Dan's at the end. I got smarter when I left, when I leave them. I got more smarter when I leave them, LOL. Not that helped much. Sounds like my language. That's how I talk. Oops. Me too. What's that? Dan, where? Oh, you got an associate's degree. Okay, here's Culty Hot. Oh yeah, here. Nice hat. Thank you. Okay, here's the one degree I do have. I want to see who knows what this means. You know, when you put letters behind your name, I have what they call an RNG. It's an RNG. Not too many people get that, an RNG.
Really? I was going to say not too many people think that.
Okay, you guys know what an RNG is?
Did anybody guess RNG?
I'll give you the first hint.
I will.
No, we're not going to. I'm going to give you the first word. R stands for real. RN stands for. Okay, so I gave you the first word, real. Anybody got the second word? Real NG. A real NG. You got it? A real NG. No one?
Yeah,
Probably have to wait 30 seconds.
Real not gone.
Okay, real not gone.
I like culty talks.
A real nerdy guy. That's really close.
Oh, you're so close.
You're so close. Really
First
close.
word, it is real N guy. Yes. We'll let you guys pick the N.
There, I gave it to him. Real nice guy.
Oh, sad you had to tell them.
Okay, well, I think all you guys online have an RNG behind your name. Well, unless you're a girl. Real nice gal. Real nice guy, real nice gal. You can use that both ways, an RNG. Okay, pick whatever one you want. No. Okay, anything else? We're going to go to banners. Okay, let's not forget our banners. This is our day's text, or our yearly text for the year. Shun No More 2024. Shun No More 2024. And this is the banner to you guys. You are the best. You're full of zest. You have passed the test, but I'm not sure about the rest. Okay, now here's the next one. Nothing is covered up that will not be revealed, or hidden that will not be known. And on this channel, we will give you the rest of the story. Okay, so the last thing we're going to advertise is join our coffee club, have a morning coffee with us. And the Discord channel, the most recent link, now these licenses expire every week. So I'll be putting on a new license every week on my videos as they come out, the daily videos, and we'll post that on our site, the new license for the Discord channel. So the Discord channel, it's a lot of people are joining it, a lot of people from all over the world. And one of the things that's unique about this channel is you can come into the channel and there's language translators. You can just talk like you're talking in your own language, and it'll translate it to the message board. And then when they type back to you, it will put it back in your language. You won't even know. It's really cool. So you got to try it if you're another language. Now, if your language isn't in there, just put a message in, and I think my good wife can make that happen. She can get up to 50 languages. So that'll help the community, and you can post items. You can post things in there, and we'll share them on the site. If you're from another language, from Russia, from Spain, anywhere in the world, Japan, you get that to us, and we can share that, because now we can translate. We have this language translator built right into this program. So you can get a link to this program below on all of our videos. And if the link has expired by the time you're watching this video, just email us or just put in the comments. We read the comments and say, hey, the link's expired, and we'll put you in a new link or something. Or you can email us. Okay, well, that's about it. That brings our show to a close today, folks. Thanks for being online with us. Thanks for commenting and visiting on the stream, in the comments there. So I think today we're going to have to put our backpack on, and I think the helicopter's coming. Do you hear it? I can hear it. I think it's coming. Okay. I'm going to get ready to go. So we'll see you guys. Until next time, keep living your life with love. Bye for now. Well, thanks for joining the show today. We hope to see you next time on JW Night Talk. But until next time, come for a ride with me. I'm going to put on my special goggles. And I'm going to need this. Parachute. So now we're all set to go. I think we need a little music. So hit her, guys. Night talk here. Here we go. My ride's there. Okay, so here I go. Woo! These are Nike Air, and they give me more lift when I'm skydiving because they are Nike Air.